Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz November 30, 2016, 1:08 a.m., Birmingham. And picking back up part two of why we need Donald Trump. And again, some of the things that I had already mentioned that God put Trump in. Again, God sets up presidents and kingdoms and kings, and he takes down presidents and kingdoms and kings. God alone. When you see someone that's evil to a country, and I'm going to pick on Cuba, for example, I don't know why Castro was left in there as long as he was. But God had a plan. And but he's gone now, and they're partying on the streets in Cuba and all around Miami. The Cubans, I don't blame them. I would too. And these guys in Cuba, you saw a few TV shows on them, how they made everything work with pliers and baling wire. That's about it. They couldn't find parts. Those guys are going to be the top dogs because their auto repair business is going to go through the roof with new parts coming from America. And I'm happy for them. So we know that God removed Obama and Hillary because they both had the same goal: destroy America and give it to the UN, and then the UN just turn it right on over to the New World Order, which is backed by the Illuminati. They are the New World Order. Who is the leader of the New World Order? Who is the true leader? He is Satan. None other. He is Satan. They're stunned. They're still stunned. They don't know what to do. They have not prepared to lose. But I guess we all know who's bigger. And God said, no, this is my country too. I'm going to make them great again. And that's what he's going to do. And again, Trump will bring back everything that was taken away and much, much, much more. It's going to be unbelievable. And one thing that I can't wait to see is when you are in court and you are sworn in, they didn't care if you laid your hand on a friggin' comic book. Raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible is the way it goes. But they said, you promised to tell the truth, no truth. That was it. Yeah, I promise. But if they say, do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, and you left hand on the Bible and you swear, you better do it. Because if you don't, then God's got your name there. And that'll come back. Thank God, it'll come back to the courts. And God, I can't believe, there's so much going on. And the Supreme Court, again, it looks like he will have immediate 2 appointments and probably 3 appointments within the first year. And a really good chance, as I mentioned before, that there's a corrupt Supreme Court justice system. And there are 4 in there right now that were very corrupt. In other words, they took money, they took payoffs to make certain calls, and they stepped on the Constitution. By doing so, they'll be removed. There'll be a whole new Supreme Court system in there that simply adheres to the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and a free America, a free Christian America. That's who they are, and they will uphold it the way that our forefathers planned it, wrote it, signed it, sealed it, and delivered it. And Again, there's videos out there. If you go to YouTube, the New World Order is shaking with rage. They hate this video, Alex Jones video, November 26, 2016. And gosh, I'm going to skip some of it because there's a lot here, but pretty much in a nutshell, you have what I was talking about. But I need to tell you something else. I believe now that whoever they bring in, the Attorney General, I would guess he would be the one, he's going to prosecute Hillary Clinton, whether Obama gives her a free ride or not. I believe you can see that coming, both Bill and Hillary. And their contributions have dropped off by 75%. And there are 6 countries around Saudi Arabia, Qatar, you know what I'm talking about, all these tiny countries that blow sand out in the water, build islands, and sell them for $1 million a piece. Hogwash, but they're making billions upon billions. They have buildings and towns so modern that if you leave there, come here, you think you've gone back to 1850. And that's something else Trump is going to change. Look, in 4 years, you'll not recognize a large part of this country because of the change. In 8 years, you won't know that you're in America. Had you left and gone somewhere and come back 8 years later, you would think, I'm in the wrong country. That's how good it's going to be here. And I'm talking about everything: bridges, railroads, the trains. Like Trump said, you got a 400-mile-an-hour train in China, or maybe faster. He said, here we are going chug, chug, chug. I cracked up when I heard that. But he wants our trains to haul ass, and they will. Obama tried to trash the Constitution and write his own laws. Trump will trash. I'm talking about trash. I don't mean just delete, but he will absolutely trash them. 95% of what Obama did. That's going to happen. That is already in the making and the workings right now. All of it's been peeled back layer by layer, including the healthcare reform. He's got someone already. I don't know if it's Attorney General on that also, but the healthcare reform, look, it's already being dismantled today. That thing will be fully implemented and changed within 90 days. All you that had sky-high prices, they're going to come back to a very reasonable amount. And I hope they do the same with automobile insurance. So these are some of the things that you can look for. And WikiLeaks has major new releases coming out. They will not come out until after the inauguration, but when they come out, they're gonna, even the common Joe Blow, they're gonna blow his socks off. And I'm telling you, there are things there that you would be it'll piss you off even if you're a Democrat. That's saying a lot. But Trump has also didn't kind of make the statement, but boldly proclaimed, Democrats, you're going to get on this ride or you're going to be left behind. This country needs to work as a country together. And if you don't want to do your part, then get off. We can do it without you. He prefers that the entire house work side by side, and it will absolutely profit everyone without paying under the table. One time someone is caught doing that, they're out of here. Now, I have a treat that I'm saving for last on this right now. And I see the change with the talk, the information pouring out of Iraq. I think Aleppo is free and clear, or will be really soon. The second they are declared Iraq back in charge, you're going to see their infrastructure built like you've never seen in another country in your life. Right now, today, look, a month ago, there were a handful of companies. You had Dow Chemicals, you had Xerox, you had other oil companies, of course, wanting to get on that ride. But you had little companies, you had startup companies, you had companies. In our town, we had one called Tommy Boy Togs that made clothing for Walmart, where you're going to have these companies pick back up, because you won't look at a label and see made by China. That's going away. When you look at a label in Iraq, it's going to be made in Iraq. You look at a label in the United States, it's going to be made in the United States. Those are the things, but I hadn't got to the treat yet. So you're going to see that we built, completely remodeled China. We bought and paid for the Three Gorge Rivers Dam, which is the largest dam on earth. It's our money that did it, thanks to Bill Clinton. And by giving all the jobs away, by shipping the raw materials to China, and then we're buying steel back from China. That's changing. Our steel mills are going to reopen, a lot of them. And in Birmingham alone, there will be 3 large steel mills reopen, and so much more. Okay, here's my treat. Here's what I'm saving for last for you guys. Dinar, Iraqi dinar. As I said, 3 months ago, there's a handful of companies trying to get into Iraq. As of last week, and not stated the night Trump won, but stated 7 days later, and then they're seeing that Aleppo's being rid of ISIS, and they're going to be rid of ISIS in the country soon. There has been about a 50-fold increase on the number of companies that wants to come into Iraq and completely build the infrastructure, everything, water, power. They want everything. They want internet. They want everybody to have the modern conveniences that we have right here in our cities. They want a shopping mall that has 100, 200, 300 stores in it. They're going to have it. And they're going to have a lot of them. And you know what? The Iraqis will have a lot of money to spend on them. And do you know why? The Iraqi dinar is going to RV, and the way it's going, many says by the 5th of December. I'm not calling a date. I hope it's then. I hope it's in December, January, February, March. I hope it happens. But there's one thing. George Bush probably owns the biggest number of Iraqi dinar as anyone, his family. They'll get billions of money. And Donald Trump, he owns a buttload of Iraqi dinar that he bought 10 years ago. And for the 3,000 to 6,000, maybe 9,000 people in this country that have Iraqi dinar, they will become overnight instant multimillionaires. And they will help jumpstart this country right about the time Donald Trump is ready to blow the whistle and say go. That if you go to Dinar Guru, I'm going to tell you when you got the right one. When you go there, you'll see a greenish color page come up. It'll be a green highlighted page. No other. Forget everything else. Just that. Scan down to the very last entry, which was just an hour ago. You got to read it. Read the last 10 entries. And then go to yesterday. Read those entries. And then the day before. They had the 8th of December set to decide. They have moved it up to the 5th. They said there's no need to wait to the 8th because they have to pay all these people who's rebuilding their infrastructure. They have to pay them with Iraqi dinar, but it has to be a value with a currency. So I can see a minimum of 1-on-1, but I can see as high as 350 to 1. So if you got $1 million dinar that costs you $1,100, you're going to have maybe $3.5 million. Time you pay your tax and your 10% off the top to the church, maybe 30% if it's $3, you'll still end up with 60% or 65%. But I'm just telling you what I hear, what I see, what I read, and what I believe. Jody Wolf Expoz.